So I'll say that Broxim wandered off on his own, forever seeking knowledge. He's probably going to find some trouble. Who knows?
Should I recap what we did last time? I kind of want to read over it because I don't remember everything.
No,
Well, it's
I I do. I was going to recap it, but if you would like
oh
to
yeah, you
for
recap
yourself.
it then. You
Okay,
should recap.
so after arriving at Charwood, you made your way to Rockwell, which is more of a upscale area of the city. And while in Rockwell, you entered a bar, a tavern known as the Golden Gullet, run by one Broman Copperbelly. He gave you a round of drinks on the house to give you just a taste of some of the ales and other things that he brews there. While in this, you've met an assorted bunch of individuals. Everyone was well dressed, upper class, you could assume. The most notable being a group of three men who seem to have known the name of Lunafire, and knowing that they were isolationists, and that for someone to be of that family out and about and claiming the name is something of significance. And Zaida, you were acting as a right hand.
Bodyguard.
Yes, you're acting as a
Yeah.
bodyguard and really playing up the title. You were quite convincing, and even though you weren't wearing any of the livery or symbols of the Lunafire clan, Cammy, Celeste, you did have, you were well dressed, much better dressed than we would say your companions, which helped. You were at the Golden Gullet attempting to look for someone who was willing to buy the spare ticket you have to Terralina. The only person to show any real interest was a cloaked and wrapped figure who introduced himself as Zexus. You couldn't tell much about him other than he was trying to really conceal himself, but through some familiarity, Zaida noticed that he's quite possibly a tiefling, and with the bit of glow in his eyes that she glanced, she thinks he might be the same type of tiefling as her. I believe the party refused his offer and decided to travel to Cherry Lane to another possible tavern to find other individuals that would pay a higher price for the ticket. Although Zexus did offer 800 gold and wouldn't budge on that price.
Well, he did say that he would do us an extra favor as well as the 800.
He did
We
say
wanted
that,
1,000.
yes, he did say that he would accompany you and act as
Yeah.
pretty much act as a blade for hire.
Yeah, he also I think we said that we are gonna go somewhere else and like try and see our luck there first.
Yes,
Yeah.
you guys wanted to go to another tavern and see if you can convince some patrons to buy your ticket. And you were passing from Rockwell through the old district to Cherry Lane. The old district, like I said before, actually not being that old. The old part of the city is actually westward. And like I said, there's lore behind the whole naming convention, but that's something, if you really want to, you can find out in game why it's called what it's called.
Is Zexus gonna come with us to this other tavern, or are we gonna?
Well, unless you invited him, I think he's just
Hello?
gonna hang around until you return. He made you an offer, you refused.
Yeah, he said he would stay there and wait, right?
Yeah.
And we'd be
Yeah.
back at like a certain time or like something.
This is information that I did not give you in the last session, but it would be easily obtainable knowledge that every hour they realign the teleportation circles. So, like for this city, they have a set schedule for destinations, and every hour they set it to a new destination. You have about, I'd say about 4 hours until the Terralina, until it's set up for Terralina.
I guess. Wait, where do we want to go? Let me look at this map. So let's head to Terralina then.
It's more of the mid-ground,
Middle class.
Yes, a lot of tourists and travelers go through there. What are you looking for specifically?
Maybe there's like a tourism board, and maybe people would be hanging outside with the tourism board.
Idea. Well, what about if you want somewhere like that, we could go to the Teleportation Circle itself and be just right outside there. Where is the Teleportation Circle located?
Between the old district and Rockwell. Basically where you see that pink square.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go there then. That's closer because we haven't. Terralina is a bit farther. So let's start there. See if we can get any good people.
Yeah.
If we stand around long enough, I'm sure someone will come up to us.
When you're leaving the Rockwell area, passing into the old district, approaching the teleportation hub that's there, that building, imagine it as like an old style train station. It's a decent looking building. It's well kept. There's lots of people with baggage, sitting around waiting. Some of them rushing, so they don't miss their deadline. What you see around is there's a few concessions here and there. There's the window for taking tickets. There's a sign that shows a list of destinations, the current rate for ticket prices to the various locations, and also a list of rules. The list of rules include stand in an orderly line, no excessive noise, no bringing foreign foods or drinks along with you unless authorized to do so. Have your tickets ready to be presented. If your tickets are consumable, hold them on your person, things like that. But there's also no soliciting, and also scalpers will be punished.
Dang it. Worried about that. Okay.
So are they calling us scalpers?
Well, we're definitely scalpers.
LOL.
So, yeah, we need to do this somewhere else. But it was worth a try.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I guess we gotta go to Cherry Lane. Cherry Lane.
Mm-hmm.
So we're heading over there. That's my walking track. and and
we're moving right along.
Yes. I guess we gotta do shady shit. Where do shady people sell things?
Probably in shade.
I guess. Yeah. Like, psst, hey. Hey, are you looking for tickets to Terralina? Yeah. Basically.
And just a reminder, the information you did get from Sexus about the Terralina tickets that he expressed to you is that if they were gotten as a set, then they must be used as a set. So
doesn't make any sense.
So it's
security. Actually, can we ask somebody about that?
Yes, you can.
Or is that? Yeah, let's go to wherever people. Well, I guess we gotta go back to a circle, where they sell it, and we gotta act like an official or something, if it's true.
You can.
Yeah.
So we can just say that you didn't quite leave there just yet, and you can ask them all kinds of questions if you want.
So who am I talking to now?
People that you would most likely talk to. There's the ticket taker who is standing in front of an archway that leads further into the building where you think the teleportation circle is housed. And he also has what looks to be security standing around him. There's also the ticket window where there's a sizable line of people waiting to buy tickets. I say sizable, but given how many people are there and the pace at which they're moving, it'll be like a 20-minute wait to talk to him. Just not to waste time, talking to the ticket taker. He might not talk to you unless you're there to, actually go somewhere. He might see it as just you're holding up the line.
Didn't got no customer service? Where's the customer service, man? That's crazy.
What about we just go up to the guy at the front gate and just ask a quick question, looking very important and rich.
The one that's taking tickets?
Yeah.
So how would you like to approach him?
Are
you cutting in line, or are you like waiting for the people that are walking up and passing tickets and just kind of flowing with them?
Let's walk with them.
Let's not wait for a gap in the, because there's got to be like a gap in the flow. Wait till there's not people in line.
Yeah.
All right. So let's say maybe about 5 minutes pass by. No one else has come up yet to travel, so he's just kind of waiting.
So yeah, approach now. Say, we have these tickets. They have to be used as a group. Is that correct?
He kind of looks at you and says, "You've purchased them, didn't you?"
Yes.
Yes.
You didn't read your contract?
No, I was busy. Could you just confirm that? I don't remember.
Another one of these. If you lost your contract, I guess I can be bothered to confirm a few things for you.
You're so helpful. Thank you so much.
Don't lie to that man.
You see him check his watch. He takes out a little pocket watch, looks at it. He looks around and he says, "Okay, your first question."
Okay, so if we bought like a group of tickets and then like one person just leaves, wait, no. How do I phrase this? Are you better at this?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So if one of our party is delayed and would like to come at a different time, is that still possible, or do we have to wait for him?
It depends. Where are you going exactly?
Terralina.
You're not going anywhere without everyone.
So we have to wait for him to get here.
You see, Terralina has an agreement with the teleportation network. The means of getting there are protected.
All right. Good to know. Thank you for your time. Just out of curiosity, if we were to attempt to go through without our last party member, what would happen?
Everyone has seen, I would say, has seen the original animated How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Ages ago.
You know that, I'm just saying, you know that really big smile that curls up at the ends that he gives?
Yeah.
Yes, you just see like the biggest smile come across this guy's face. And it looks like he's about to let out a belly laugh, but holds his composure with just a simple, it's been quite some time since we've seen that.
Is there a way to get a refund? Or resell the tickets back to you guys and repurchase?
It depends. You would have to have your contract.
That might have been misplaced, so I guess we'll just have to wait for our other party member to arrive. Thank you.
Would you roll me a deception?
Okay.
Well, does it have to be the exact same person? Why does that matter?
Okay, accidentally rolled something for Broxim.
Broxim get here?
Yeah, that was me.
I was like, what?
That was me. I accidentally rolled something for...
Alright, that's not bad. A 17 total. It's not bad.
Okay, that's
like better.
That's not bad. So the guard was looking at you a little suspicious. Like he was suspecting something because of your line of questioning. But he just kind of, brushes it off.
Yeah. Okay. Let's continue on our business then, my lady. Let's continue to Cherry Lane, I suppose.
No, but now, okay, come talk to me in secret real quick.
Yes. We'll make our way off to some random corner where people aren't overhearing us. It's okay. We can still sell the ticket, but we'll just have to make sure they know they have to come along with us at the same time. And honestly, we might have to let Zexus be our extra party member.
Okay, so it doesn't matter who, but it just has to be the same amount of people, and they have to travel at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay.
This will still work.
Okay.
I'm not gonna. I mean, I know that guy was creepy, but we're not gonna blow up on entry or anything. I'm pretty sure. And yeah.
It's weird how strict they are about it.
Isn't it? I mean,
it's very odd.
It's just travel to this city. What's so great about this city, really?
Yeah. Okay, so where were we? We were in that square. So let's do this. Let's quickly go Cherry Lane, see what's up, and then head back. I think we might have to end up going with Zers.
Yep.
Zexus. Sorry.
All right.
So, making my way downtown, walking fast.
Faces past and I'm homebound. Okay, so anywhere specific? I know you don't know like the names of specific shops or taverns or anything like that, but any type of place you're looking for.
Maybe a hotel that's connected to a tavern, because they're bound to be traveling.
Surprisingly, there are. Well, not surprisingly, but yes, there are many combination hotel restaurants.
Which one is the most popular?
You would probably have to ask a couple of locals, but then again, you know, everyone has their own opinion.
Is there a board of tourism?
Well, in this city, there's not really a board of tourism.
Okay, let's just pick a random one.
The Wormwood Inn is where you end up going.
All right, guys, let's head to Wormwood Inn.
I'll say it's just it's one of the first ones you see in passing.
Okay. Let's make a stop. Hello, fine people. Anyways, never mind. I won't do that. Let's let Zaida talk it out.
So,
I'm not good at...
this building, it's about 3 stories, tall, and it's very restaurant forward, as in the tavern, the eating establishment, all of that is almost the entirety of the bottom floor. So when you first walk in, it's tavern, and everything above that is, room and board.
Nice.
So when you walk through these double doors, it's a restaurant with all the hustle bustle.
Hello. Table for 2, please.
There is a young woman that approaches and says, "Hello, my name's Delilah. What can I do you for?"
Hi. We would just like to get a booth for 2 in like a nice secluded back section. Not completely secluded, but like just like a little quiet.
Zaida puts her arm around Celeste's shoulder and just says, somewhere, intimate and quiet, please.
She sees this and goes, "Oh, I get you," and gives you a wink.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, when Celeste was talking for like a back booth, I was just like, this sounds like they're on a date, and I had to do it.
All right.
Well, if that helps us, I guess it's fine.
So the place isn't exactly crowded, but there's a good amount of people here. She'll lead you back to a nice booth in a back corner, It's dimly lit, but it's still visible. Like someone passing by would still, see you there.
When the waitress is gone, Zaida turns to Celeste and says, "I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. I was just teasing you."
It's fine. It actually probably works out for our plan. Less suspicious that way.
Actually,
let's just go.
Zaida, I have a question.
Yes.
As in, the way that she presents herself, does she give a clear signal of what her interests are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's kind of butch. Kind of, yeah.
Okay. So, you're at a table. You're approached by what appears to be a female adventurer. She has, light leather armor on and a sword at her side. She approaches the table and introduces herself. She says, "Good afternoon. I'm Violet. I couldn't help but notice you come in."
Zaida smiles and says, "I sometimes get that reaction. You must get certain reactions yourself." And she just sort of looks her over.
I'm gonna roll my eyes.
She says, I don't mean to be a bother, but I just had to say that you're quite fetching.
Are you here for a specific reason?
Jealous girlfriend gets in on it.
She says, "I'll leave you two alone. It was nice talking
with you, Violet.
With you as well."
She obviously sees me here. Why would she come? Anyways.
Zaida just grins at Celeste and says, "I'm sorry, that does happen sort of frequently. No, but maybe we could ask her if she's interested in the tickets."
Yeah, okay. Did she already leave? Okay, wait. What was her name? Violet. Come back a second.
And when she turns around, you see, okay, so let me describe Violet. Besides the leather armor that she's wearing and the sword at her side, she has long black hair, and a bit of it is covering her left eye. And when she turns around, the way that she moves, the hair whips around and flows. So it's just, this dreamy moment. So if it was an anime, she'd be sparkling. And she goes,
"Sounds annoying."
She goes, "Yes." And
all right, just
you
come here real quick.
And there's just like a bit of delight on her face as she almost puts too much motion in her movement, and is like a step away from running back to the table.
Get too excited, Violet.
Yeah.
We have a more of a business question for you. I was wondering, you seem like an adventurous type. Do you, and again, don't get too excited about this line of questioning. Do you travel?
Well, when you say, you ask her if she travels, and she places her hand on the pommel of her sword and says, "I travel. I get around."
Good. Any interest in a journey to the great city of wonders, Terralina?
It's at that point where she had her fingers resting on the pommel of her sword, and then they just kind of spread out like kind of a woe motion. It's like, hold up. You see her expression change a bit and says, "Terralina's a tough city. Not everyone's cut out for it."
True enough, but you seem like you can handle it.
That's when
What do you think?
you see her start to undo the side of her armor a bit.
Whoa, what are you doing?
And she lifts her shirt just enough that you can see her belly. You're not seeing under boob or anything like that. But she shows a long scar going from her mid back across her stomach
Jesus.
Yeah.
and says, "This is the souvenir I got from Terralina."
Oh my gosh.
So-
What is it?
That'd be a no from you then. That's unfortunate.
She says, "I ain't in
Glad
a,
you survived. You must be pretty tough.
I am, but I ain't jumping back to go."
That's understandable. Well, why don't we buy you a drink and you can tell us your story? I'm curious now.
She says, "Sure." And then she looks over at Celeste and says, "As long as that one doesn't try and chase me away again."
My name is Celeste, and you may sit as long as you're respectful.
Okay. Violet sits with you. She makes sure to sit next to Zaida, if you'll allow.
You can sit with me.
So you're gonna direct her to sit over next to you instead.
Mm-hmm.
So on the opposite end of you and not in between, right?
Wait, sorry. What I was picturing is like Zaida is on the other side of me, so like across the table, and she's trying to sit with Zaida. But I just want Zaida's interested in hearing the story anyway, so it's better if she sits next to me.
In fact, let me
Wow,
describe this booth for a moment. It's the type of booth where it's literally in the corner, and there's two open ends. So at least 3 people could sit on this booth, and there's a table, and then there's chairs around it too. So there's at least two chairs at this table as well.
Well, if she's the one telling the story, then why doesn't she just sit in the chair so we can both hear?
Well, if you tell her that, then she'll reluctantly get up and sit back in a chair so that she can face you.
Yeah, I think that makes most sense anyways.
You just hear
Zaida just sort of gives her like a rueful smile, like, women, so jealous women. How they are sometimes.
you'll
You're the
see.
one flirting with
So Violet sits down and she'll put her hand in the air and start snapping to try and get the attention of the barkeep or the waitress.
So we buy some drinks and actually I'm kind of hungry. Let's get something to eat and you can tell us your story.
All right. Actually, the foods most popular in this region are actually rabbit and quail.
Oh,
Huh?
I actually like quail.
Yes.
I used to when I still ate meat.
Oh.
My family used to hunt quail a lot.
Well, I've never had actual quail, just the eggs, and I like them because they're tiny.
But yes, so there's a lot of dishes here that are rabbit stews and roast quail and things of that nature. So there's about 20 different ways to prepare it on every menu.
Yeah, I can have a rabbit stew.
All right.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be vegetarian in your game as your
No,
character too?
I think Zaida's gonna eat the quail.
Okay.
Well, they have quail different ways. They have stuffed quail. They have, you can have individual parts of the quail, cut down for you. There's different sauces that is braised in. There's quail that's mixed with rice. There's quail that's mixed into a salad. So there's a nice quail salad. Same thing with the rabbit. There's your rabbit stews. You have your roast rabbit. You have your rabbit on a stick, which is pretty much skewers and vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
so yeah, there's an entire fantasy menu here. Personally, Violet will take the stuffed quail. It's a whole bird, pretty much with stuffing.
Pretty good choice. Is stuff with rice. That sounds good.
Zaida will order the same thing Violet gets.
Violet says, there's quite a bit of food we could share.
I'm pretty hungry. Zaida sort of realizes that she needs to back off or she might get in trouble with Celeste.
A smart one.
Every now and then.
Oh, and I did
All
not
right.
state it before, but yes, Violet is human.
Oh, right.
I got to get better
Okay.
about like putting all the information out for these NPCs first, so that you have a better
That's
picture.
fine. Since we're human, that's what we automatically assume most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's really something
Okay.
like out there, I'll really take my time to tell you that. It's like, yes, what you're talking to is not human.
Right.
Right. So, where were we? Yeah, just ordered food, and you wanted to ask her about her story. As Violet starts talking, she's carving into the quail, and in between bites, she tells you that she was part of a adventuring party that was still pretty green. You know, they had really just started, and it was during the time of the second rush to Terralina, where news of people striking it rich had really reached the outskirts of its territory, and it started a second rush as the rumors spread further. Being young and wanting to find their fortune and hit Easy Street pretty early, they traveled to Terralina, but they didn't teleport there. They went by way of the long route. And when people say the long route, that means a landlocked journey for several months across treacherous terrain. And the closer that you get to Terralina, the more dangerous it becomes. Because she tells you that, well, I'll say it as her. When approaching Terralina, the creatures there, they're like nothing I ever seen before. They just get progressively worse. There's things that are out that way you won't find anywhere else in this world. And it's not just the creatures, not just the beasts that get ornery out there. I could have swore I saw the land shifting. One night,
Suspicious.
it's like one night we set up camp. We thought we found a good spot. Next thing we know, it's all flat land by the time we woke up.
Strange.
Flat land.
Yeah. We thought we found a nice encampment. We had rocks for protection. We had a couple of trees about. And then nothing's there in the morning.
That's crazy.
Was it? Do you think it was an illusion, or do you think? I mean, rocks and stones actually moving that would cause a bunch of noise. You'd think, or I guess if it was just magic, it.
But we're always fighting. It's like what little rest we did get hardly helped. We were pretty wore out by the time that we could see Terralina in the distance. And that's when it happened.
What happened?
We got attacked by a pack of wild dogs. You would think that something like that we could just overlook. They're just dogs. But something wasn't right about them. They were smart. A lot smarter than they should have been. They were coordinating. They surrounded us. And it's like they knew. They were strategizing. They knew just how to get us off guard. If it wasn't for a patrol coming through to clear him out, we probably would have died there that day.
Wow.
And once we got in the city, it wasn't any better. Everyone's always looking out for themselves, and the only place we could stay was the slums. And life there's not life at all.
You're just struggling to live.
By the time I got to Terralina, I just wanted to leave. I ain't look back again.
Really? You didn't even stay?
So where'd you get the scar? Was it with the dogs?
One of them bit a chunk out of me.
Oh my. Woo.
I hope he liked it. He ain't getting another taste. And she kind of laughs it off a little, if only to mask the pain.
Wow, Violet. I'm so sorry you had to go through something like that.
You
I
must
didn't know it
be
was so
tough.
tough.
Yeah.
Word of advice. There's a lot of people that have gone there thinking that they're going to make a name for themselves or they're going to make a fortune. But unless you know how to move like they move, there's no moving up in Terralina.
Well,
Thanks for your advice. I hope we have better luck than you do. But our path is clear for us. Unfortunately, we're heading in that direction. So if you'll raise a drink to us and to our good fortune, maybe we'll do better.
She says, maybe one day we'll meet again. And she'll
yeah.
take up her glass and raise it to you.
So finishing the meal of the delicious little quail that we ordered, and maybe Zaida starts to tell a couple of her war stories,
And
slightly exaggerated.
so, with you talking about your time as a mercenary, her eyes are just lighting up.
Yeah, Zaida's definitely getting all the signals, and I'd say at one point she'd like if Violet went to get more drinks, Zaida might turn to Celeste and say, "You know, I'm sorry to do this, but she is really pretty. Would it would it really bother you if you know what? Never. Sorry, I get distracted. This is one of my flaws, and I acknowledge that. But we have business, all right? We've got we're leaving today. Okay.
But,
Yeah.
but
I mean, it's up to you, but we do, unless you want to not like do all the stuff you wanted to do.
But she'll leave like not long after finishing. You know, she'll listen to your stories, but yeah, she'll
Yeah, this isn't a long lunch.
yeah, she'll go off on
We've got places to
on her
be.
way.
We should probably just go with Zexus because we're gonna run out of time and we still haven't done any shopping for our journey.
Oh yeah. Okay. Let's head back.
But this might be a good place to look for supplies, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh shit, we don't have any money to buy supplies because we didn't take Zexus money.
Yeah, we have to sell it first. That's why we're here.
Yeah. Okay, let's find this guy, get his money, and spend it.
So
Okay.
I will fast track you back to, Rockwell, to the Golden Gullet. So at the Golden Gullet, you still see Zexus there. He's brooding in a corner.
All right. Well, we did a little bit of shopping around, and okay, full disclosure, when I told you that it was a single ticket, I was definitely lying to you. We're gonna have to go together, but we decided we're gonna trust you. Against all better judgment, we're gonna let you come with us. But it's gonna be 800 gold.
Excellent. He'll give you the 800 gold, like, gladly.
Okay. All right, so we've got some money. Is there anything you really desperately need for your how is your weaponry and
My
armor
weapons are shitty.
Oh,
I
I was about
really
to say what?
need.
I was about to say, like, are you speaking to Zaxxas?
No.
No.
Let's see. I really need like I have the thorn whip, so that's pretty nice, but like a better sword. I just have like a basic long sword. So,
All right.
okay.
There are shops within Rockwell that aren't too far away from, uh, the the teleportation hub, but Rockwell does have pricier things. You would also be able to make it to the old district, which isn't as high priced. It's kind of, along the lines of, the touristy area, kind of like Cherry Lane, but still you would probably find more reasonable stuff there.
Where do you want to go, Zaida?
You said there was there a store with magic items?
In this type of town, most stores would have a few magic items.
Right. Just ask around for a medium to low quality magic shop. We're looking for if we can find a +1 weapon, that would be great.
I'm gonna just ask someone on the street.
So, what exactly are y'all looking for? Armor, weapons, what? Because a lot of these are different types of shops.
Well, let's go to where Zaida wants to go first. Let's get some magic items.
Weapons first.
Actually. Oh, weapons first? Okay.
Yeah, that's where we're gonna want to spend the money.
Okay.
Okay.
Hello, kind sir on the street. How are you?
I'm fine.
Sorry to bother you, but do you know any good shops where we can get weapons?
Well, there's Ferris. Ferris has a shop, a weapons shop.
And what kind of like is this somewhere you regularly shop?
He's just
why you like it?
He's just stroking his beard. It's like, there's a sword there. I'd very much like it, but I don't think I could ever afford it. Besides, I'm not an adventurer.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, which direction is it?
He's like really squinting. He's like, where are we right now? He looks at the street names and says, you head down this way about 3-4 buildings and hang a right. You'll see a pastry shop. Right next to the pastry shop. You'll smell it before you see it.
Okay. Thank you. Have a nice day.
You're so polite, Celeste.
Thanks. Just my upbringing, I guess. All right. Well, let's head over to the weapon shop. Let's go. Okay. Oh, I see the bakery.
And the bakery smells absolutely wonderful.
Wait. Let me check if they have any treats. Hold on. Hi. Do you have macarons?
Got some money in your pocket going for the macaron.
She'll say, she says, oh, I'm sorry. We're not that type of bakery.
Oh, what kind of bakery are you?
Well, we have breads and we have tea cakes and, well, I guess that's about it.
Okay. No, thank you. Have a good day.
But yes, the bakery doesn't do like cakes. Not cakes. They don't do pies and cookies and things of that sort.
They're one of those practical bakeries. I hate those. I want sweets. Okay. All right. Sorry. Let's go to the weapons shop.
Yes, let's do that.
Okay.
Let's walk in. I'll open. Celeste opens the door, and the bell rings, and I say, "Hello. Is anyone here?"
You hear a clattering in the back room, and you see a young man scrambling towards the counter. He goes, yes, I'm here. Yes, I'm here. Here at the counter. I was here at the counter the entire time.
That's suspicious.
Well, okay. Sure. I mean, we'll pretend that that's the facts. That's
Zaida,
how you want to play this.
Yeah, let's just play along, Zaida. Okay, so yeah, can we ask you a few questions?
Sure. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yes.
My, he's gonna stress me out. All right, so I walk over to the counter and I put my palms on the desk and I say, "So, we're here to get some weapons. Our budget isn't super big, maybe like medium budget weapons, and we just want something that's quality, that's easy. And for me, I want something that's like easy to swing around, so it's light but does a lot of damage."
What's your passive perception?
13.
13. Yeah, it doesn't
It's
need to be super.
13.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be super high for you to notice this, but he's mumbling to himself, kind of like a mantra. He's just like, upsell. Dan always said upsell. Upsell. Okay, I can do this.
Oh
Why
God.
is he so nervous?
And he says,
Oh,
well,
God.
this might be the thing for you. As he gestures his hands upwards to a sword hanging above his head. Like it's on the wall behind him, above his head. It's like, this might be the sword for you. And you see this sword with a golden hilt, red jewel in the pommel, and an elegant, filigree of gold going down an obsidian sheath. And he says,
Well, it's certainly very pretty.
this is one of our most finely crafted weapons. It once belonged to a great goblin king, and I think it would, and I think it would look really pretty with you.
Oh, thank you. How much is it?
Looking at it, you can tell it's a great sword. It's not. You're currently holding a long sword. This is a great sword. It's like a two-handed weapon.
Oh, so it's not very light. That's not bad. Most swords are two-handed.
And
He is. He wants to give us a great deal, doesn't he?
When you say this,
yeah.
When you say, are you open to make a deal? You hear him again, like talking to himself, and he's like, "Don't haggle." Dad says, "Don't haggle. We're trying to make money here." Okay. It's priced as is.
Are you sure? What if we buy something else in conjunction with it? Because we do plan to make another purchase.
So he says, it's 5,000 gold. It's the best deal I can give you.
Oh my, 5,000 gold. Are you sure it came from a king? I see a slight error right here on the shaft.
Is there really a problem with it? That's gonna kill
that in
me.
itself should take off at least 2,000 gold. That's a huge error. What if it were to chip in battle?
It's like, I can't do that. Maybe. You see him grab a ladder and drag it over to the wall, and he climbs up to where the sword is sitting, and he's looking at it. So I don't see anything. It looks fine to me.
Okay, we'll level with you here. How about something else that's a little bit more in our budget? That's like, since this one has arrows, can you show us something else that's similar but a little not so expensive?
Okay. Give me a moment. He brings back. He disappears into the back, and he comes back dragging a barrel. And in this barrel is just a bunch of swords with no sheaths. He's like, this is our bargain bin. Everything is priced the same.
Detect magic.
What'd you say?
I wish I knew detect magic.
Do I have anything like
Yeah,
that?
apparently
Because
you
we could
have.
maybe
You actually have a teammate who has it, and he's not here right now.
Yeah.
Dang.
Uh,
There could be like a gem in there that we don't know.
Well, I will describe
I
some
really
of the
want
swords.
to rummage through a barrel of swords. Who has a barrel of bare swords? I mean, really?
Yes, none of them have a sheath, but I will describe some of them that might be enticing. There is, your very basic looking long sword. Nothing too special, but it doesn't look like it's been, really used. It's not worn out. It has a nice edge. Just by looking at it, you'd have to test it to really know. There's a couple of rusted swords in there. There's one where the blade is white. It's looks like it's covered in soot. It's white, but the handle is kind of like a rapier, but it's a long sword. It has the hand guard, like one would use for fencing, but it's like a straight long sword. It doesn't quite look like a rapier.
Oh.
There is also a blade that just looks completely rusted and chipped. Like there are notches in the blade. And yeah. And again, the other swords they don't stand out too much. Some look fine, others look like they've been, used and just kind of turned like pawned.
What was this guy's name? Did he have one? Shopkeep, come here, please.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna beckon him with my hand, and I'm gonna say, "Hey, so what are you trying to sell this one for?" And I point to the white one, the one with the white blade.
He's like, everything in this barrel is 100 gold. No, wait, no. Each individual sword in the barrel is 100 gold, not everything in the barrel. I can't make that mistake again.
Oh.
Why don't you try it out, Celeste? Why don't you pull it out of there and give it a swing?
Yeah, shopkeep, will you allow me to test it?
I guess you can hold it.
Thank you.
Just don't run away, please.
Now you're putting ideas into my head. Anyways.
Oh, jeez. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have said that.
Don't worry, child. So I'll take the sword and I'll pull it and I'll hold it up into the light. See how it is.
When you hold the sword, it feels right.
I'll give it a few swings.
It's like as you're swinging it, it just feels like it doesn't weigh anything.
Okay. Shopkeep, do you think I'd be able to remove this soot that's on the sword?
I can give it a nice polish before you go. If you're going to go with that.
Okay, we have a deal then.
Okay. And you see him balling up his fist, kind of giving a little cheer. And he says, I did it. I made a sale. So
now we have 7 left.
So he'll go to the counter and he'll ask for the sword so that he can give it a quick polish.
Here you go.
Alright. He'll take a rag from his waist and start wiping it down. You'll see him get a little vial, a little jar, and he'll pour some oil and then he'll start buffing the sword. But no matter how much he rubs, there's still a good bit of soot on there that doesn't seem to want to come off. He says, I'm sorry, but this is the best I could do.
Well,
you look dashing that way.
I mean, that's okay, but I think it's not fair for me to have a sword with sit on it for 100 gold. Perhaps you'd be willing to take the price down a bit?
He says, I'm, uh, it is kind of not right. I guess I could maybe let it go for 80.
That sounds
And
much better, shopkeep.
no sooner had he said that, you hear heavy footsteps.
Okay, quickly. I'm just gonna toss in the 80 and let's get out of there.
You notice that when you first came in, it's a 2-story building. So it sounds like these steps are coming downstairs. And you hear Eugene.
You drive a hard bargain, Eugene, but
Eugene.
you've done
And he's like,
hold
on. Yes, Pa? And then around the corner is a mountain of a man who looks like he was born with a hammer in his hand. And the only thing he's ever done from the moment he first drew breath was forge. He says, Eugene, I know you're not giving discounts. He's
a hard bargainer, your son.
He says, but Papa, the sword, it's covered in soot. I can't get it off. He says, was it in the bin? He says, yes, Father. If it was in the bin, then it's 100 gold. If I compromise now, then who's to say that our most precious weapons won't go for much less than what they're worth? Eugene reluctantly looks to you and says, it's 100 gold.
Well, can this guy?
He's shaking as he's holding out his hand to you to receive the 100 gold. And his father is behind him, and you just hear this low rumble, this gurgle in his chest as he's, sighing disapprovingly. Just a deep, like, hurry it up.
I'm not scared of him. But can he at least try to get the suit off? He might know more.
Are you going to ask him?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you ask him to remove the soot, he'll say, it was in the bargain bin. It's 100 gold as is.
What a scam.
So you place the 100 gold in Eugene's hand. So with the transaction being done, the father still grunts, but he turns away and leaves. Before you can leave the shop, though, Eugene will try and get your attention. Hey, come here. And he's like looking over his shoulder and looking back to make sure that his father hasn't returned. He'll place 20 gold onto the counter and slide it towards you. And he'll say, I'm sorry I couldn't get the stains out.
You know what? Actually, he can keep that. He's too nice.
Yeah,
he's a cutie. He can keep it. Thank you, Eugene. We'll come back.
Thank you, ma'am. You're now carrying a white blade with no sheath. That's slightly dirty.
Can I find some cloth somewhere to wipe it up, to wrap it?
Once you...
Like they do in bleach.
Well, once you get outside...
buy a damn sheath.
Once you get outside and move the blade around a bit, you notice that the soot's starting to go away. Like the blade seems to... It feels like it's vibrating in your hand. And the soot is just kind of shaking away.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's some magic in it. I don't know what it does yet, but I think this was a good deal.
Yeah. I think so.
I'm gonna
too.
go back inside and buy you a sheath, though. So Zaida just goes back inside. It's like, we sort of overlooked buying a sheath. I'm sure you have some of those for a few gold.
A few silver, hopefully.
Would you give me a perception?
Yeah, I'm great at those. That's a 9.
Well, you didn't notice, but Eugene is trying to draw your attention to the corner. He's like, my dad's back. As your eyes are drawn to the corner, you see this menacing man standing there with his arms crossed, just being intimidating as hell.
We can't just carry a bare blade around town. We'll get some looks and might hurt somebody accidentally. So, sheaths, how much?
I'd have to make you one. We don't just sell sheaths.
Well, where can I buy one that's ready-made?
They're made to the blade. Not every blade is uniform, especially that one.
How long would this take?
Depends. Do you want it good or do you want it fast?
A little bit of both. I don't know. We have however much longer we have. Zaida will tell him how long we've got.
You guys have about an hour until the portal changes over to Terralina.
We have about an hour.
He'll laugh a little. Just a you'll be better off just finding a stray animal and using it as a sheath. As if that twisted,
great salesman.
As if that twisted joke would, anyone would find funny but him.
He's a sick man.
Yeah, never mind. You can keep your sheaths and whatever. Thanks for the sword. Bye.
So, Celeste, you have yet to use your rose whip. Have you ever tried activating it?
No. Should I?
You get the feeling that you might want to.
All right. Fusrada? I don't know. Is there words I use?
No, you just focus on wanting to, summon it. This thorn whip.
Okay. All right. Let's try this out. I'm putting the energy into the palm of my hand, and I'll try to get this whip to come out.
So, the tattoo on your hand begins to glow with a soft white light, and in your hand forms a handle. It's white, and the vine that grows from it is white and covered in thorns. Do you have your sword in your other hand?
Yeah. So I'll switch over my sword to the hand with the whip.
Without you telling it to, the vine seems to instinctively grow around the blade until it's completely encased. And the handle that you're holding onto is no longer there. So now your sword is encased in a white sheath made of the vines from your thorn whip.
Hey Zaida, look.
Convenience. Good job. I didn't know you could do that.
We need one. That's cool. All right, well, let's go.
You hear a voice in your head saying, "A gift, child."
Okay. Thanks, Grandma.
Excellent. Excellent. Like it was meant to be.
Yeah, if you had above game, like if you had picked any other sword out of that barrel, like you would have gotten a decent sword, but you wouldn't have gotten one that that actually worked with you.
Interesting. Good thing I didn't go for the gold one. It was so expensive.
Yeah, we can't afford that sort of thing.
I was
yet.
gonna try to hackle him down, but there's no way I could hackle down like 3,000 off the price. Like,
Right.
okay.
But we can end the session here.
Yeah.
And just fast track like any other shopping you guys would want to do. And pretty much just message me what you're trying to get. I'll tally it up or give you prices and whatnot.
Okay.
And we'll go over it next week. You'll start at the teleportation hub, and Zexus will be waiting for you,
Mm-hmm.
along with your other party members.